From a quality perspective, I think this is probably one of the nicest mechanical keyboards I've ever used. This is the F96 from IQUNIX, and they actually hit me up a couple months ago and said, hey, coming out with this 96 key layout mechanical keyboard, do you want to take a look at it? Of course I said yes, because I love this layout, man. I wanted this for so long, and I was never able to get my hands on one because there's no like mainstream companies that make them. You basically have to get them through like a group buy or something like that with like the ZZ96 keyboards or some other way that's just super expensive and too rich for my blood. But these are actually being produced now, which is cool. And if you guys aren't familiar with the 96 key layout, it basically takes a full-size keyboard and makes it more compact. So you still get to keep your function keys at the top, you still get to keep your home and delete buttons, and you also get to keep the numpad. Everything is just kind of moved in as well. Arrow keys also. Now this does mess with the bottom row a little bit, so you're not going to get a standard bottom row, which may affect the type of keycaps that you can use, or just going to make it a little bit more difficult for you to hunt for a full set. But luckily, they actually have several different color schemes that you can buy. So the one that I have here is the Coral Sea version, but they also have like a Joker version, there's like a jungle themed one, a sky or city themed one. So a lot of different options if you want yours to basically come already modded. And the keycaps themselves are PBT, which feels pretty solid. They're nice and thick as well. And then underneath that, you actually get Cherry MX switches. Now the ones that I have here are Cherry MX Brown, but you can also get blue and red as well. Now if you guys watched my And Pro 2 review, you know I'm a big fan of those box white switches, and I wish you could get some other switch options here, but I know a lot of people like Cherry, and that's probably the easiest thing to go with in terms of quality. But more switch options, I wouldn't complain about that. You can also add RGB lighting as well. No software to control it, so you'll actually do everything through the keyboard itself. You can change the colors of the backlighting as well as the backlighting patterns. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the legends on the keycaps themselves don't allow light to come through, so it'll basically just be illuminating around the key rather than through the actual keycap itself. But yeah, it's pretty solid. The thing I do like about this is you still get to keep a lot of the functionality. So kind of one thing that I'm worried about when it comes to like compact keyboards is losing stuff that I use. So like arrow keys, I gotta have arrow keys regardless. The numpad, I've learned to live without the numpad, but it's actually nice to have there. I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to get rid of that, and that's probably why you have a huge full-size mechanical keyboard still. But this allows you to shrink the size down a little bit while keeping basically all of the main functionality of a keyboard. You also get media keys across the top. I know you can't really see them on the legends themselves, but I think it's like F6 through F12 is where the media keys are. So of course, play, pause, volume up, volume down, stuff like that. And now this is a big one for me, and I think one of the huge contributors to how quality the keyboard feels, and that is the aluminum case. I think I've only used maybe one keyboard prior to this that did not have a plastic case, and man, I don't know if I can go back after using this. It just feels so solid and nice, like I don't want to give it up. So that's one cool thing that you get. The feet on the bottom actually tilt the keyboard to about 6 degrees. They aren't adjustable, but I think it sits in a pretty good typing position. By the way, let's throw in a typing test before I forget and I start rambling about a bunch of other stuff. Now this keyboard does come with a USB-C connection in the back with a braided cable, which is nice. However, if you don't want any cables on your desk or you're trying to get rid of the cable clutter, this keyboard actually supports Bluetooth, Bluetooth 4.0 specifically. So there's actually a switch on the bottom, which if you just flick that and then you plug in the included Bluetooth dongle, can't say many companies are including that, you can actually go into the operating system, pair them, and then hey, you can use your mechanical keyboard wirelessly now. Let's try this thing in the Bluetooth mode now that we've got it paired to the PC. First thing that we have to do is just remove the USB cable. Done, and we're going to flip the switch here to set it to the Bluetooth mode. So I see some blinking lights here. I think that means it's working. Let's type a little bit and see how it works. Okay, so it actually is typing pretty well. I'm not noticing any noticeable lag when I'm pressing the keys. Everything is registering that I'm pressing, so it's actually doing pretty well so far. Let me just try to type a little bit more here because it's kind of fun, you know? And I'm actually typing at a pretty decent pace too. And again, it is registering all the keys. So I would say, as far as the Bluetooth mode goes, if you want to use this thing wirelessly, looks like it gets a pass. So all in all, man, this thing is a tank. It's got nice switches on it. If I could offer any suggestions to them, it would be to maybe include more switch options. Again, I would love to use like box switches on this thing. And I'm sure some of you guys probably have other preferences in terms of switches. Maybe give an option for some keycaps that allow backlighting through the legends. But other than that, man, I think they've definitely got a solid keyboard here that they've come out with. I would have no issues recommending this to anyone that is looking for a 96 key layout. And I'll actually put a link to this keyboard down in the comments below if you guys want to check it out. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but if you want some more information on it, or maybe you want to see the other color schemes, you can check it out there. And that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys think about this keyboard down in the comments below. Like this video if you guys like this type of content. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. See ya.